In three, two, one. Hello, and welcome to Cast of Strong Style. I'm your host, Don Delarente, and I'm here with my co host, Anwar Starwin. What's going on, Anwar?
Nothing much. Hi, everyone.
Thank you for joining me once again, Anwar. Always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure to come back.
All right, so Cast of Strong Style is a part of the CSPN. You can find the CSPN on the net at www.cspn.us. And while we're going to talk about the Power Struggle event, which contained the headline matches of Chris Jericho defending his IWGP Intercontinental title. We also had the finals of the Junior Tag League tournament. We also had Minoru Suzuki and Ishii facing off for the British Heavyweight Championship. So we'll get right into the opening match where we have the Legends, Tiger Mask, Jushin Thunder Liger, teaming up with Valador and Sabarano versus Taguchi, ACH, Hanari, and Chris Sabin. Taguchi Japan, they all hit ass attacks and then they take control. They iso- they isolate Soberano and then they do a double team X Factor to get the win. So fun opening match, of course, to see the legends and also Taguchi Japan. So I know I didn't really get a chance to see a lot of the World Tag League, but I did see some gifts, and ACH had some pretty nice moments. It looks like in the tournament leading up to the finals here. So, first of all, your thoughts on the match itself, and then some of the matches you saw during the World Tag League. Who were some of your standouts?
I'm gonna keep it real with you. I only watch a certain amount of that tournament, so I can't really give you a match per se. So I might have to fall back on that commentary. As far as this match, it was a nice little short match. I like the comedy in it, but it was cool to see. It was kind of a cool way just to wrap up like the tournament undercard portion. I kind of miss seeing Taguchi being serious, like in matches, but I get it. It's a gimmick. It's a spot, and this is what he chooses to do. I wish we could see him be serious a couple times a year more, but whatever. He's still funny, so. Mm.
All right. Next matchup, Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, and Robbie Eagles, who is replacing Ishimori due to injury, versus Makabe, Hamna, and Kushida. Kushida counters the gun stun into the hoverboard lock, but Jado hits Kushida with the kendo stick, and Tonga gets a roll up for two. Out of nowhere, Ishimori runs in with the crutch. He hits Kushida. That's followed up by the gun stun from Chamatonga, and the Bullet Club firing squad get the win. So I know right off the bat, Anwar, you're not a fan of the run in, but the firing squad being sneaky, sneaky.
I mean, at this point, they are the firing squad or the OGs or whatever. Well, at this point, since they're the only ones with the name, we could just probably keep calling them, go back to calling them Bullet Club,
The
because
Bullet Club,
yeah,
right?
because the elite have like basically said, nah, we not in the Bullet Club no more. So we could call them any of those things, but we all know what it sums up to. It's those particular individuals. It was an okay match. I didn't mind the shenanigans because that's just what they're about. That's their life. They live that lane. So the way like Ishimori challenged was some wild stuff. But I mean, hey, whatever. We're gonna get that match. That's cool.
Yeah, we are. So, your thoughts on Robbie Eagles? Did he impress you in this
I've
match?
seen, I saw him a couple times during the tournament. I like Eagles, but I kind of liked her sister-in-law too. So I'm more prone to like that family. So yeah, I like Robbie too. He looks kind of weird with that bandana around his like neck while wrestling, but I mean, whatever, dude. Do you, man?
We We had Okada and Beretta as they faced off against Jay White and Bad Luck Fale. Okada hits a draping DDT on the floor to Jay White, while Trent drop kicks Fale to the floor, and then he hits a suicide dive. Back in the ring, Bad Luck Fale begins to work over Trent, hitting the big splash for a 2 count. Fale hits a grenade, but Trent counters the Bad Luck Fall into a cradle, and Okada and Trent Beretta get the win. After the match, they brawl on the outside as Jay White and Okada literally try to kill each other. Jay White challenges Okada to a one-on-one match, anytime, any place.
What I liked about this match, it felt longer than actually is. The time stand for it. It's a short match, but it felt a little longer than that because all the mischief at the beginning of it. I like how like Okada just straight suckered Jay White, like, oh, it's gonna be cool, man. It's all right, man. All of a sudden, he just started the match on fire, kicking Jay White's ass. And I like how Trent got that roll up on Fale. I guess that's a signal to fire that we about to like go forward with you, Barrett. Basically doing what we wanted to do with you before you got hurt last year. So, going to be interesting to see like if he gets that title off of Cody, because it seems like all them elite guys are just dropping belts, furthering their storyline. We might leave, y'all.
Yeah, you know what? We'll maybe talk about it at the end, or maybe when we
you seem exhausted too. You seem exhausted too by that pause, brother.
No, because I wanna see some things play out a little bit more before I test this theory. But I have a theory.
Uh-oh.
But
Ain't had no theories in a while on this
yeah,
show.
I know. I was about to say big shout out to Moto out there. So we have Tanahashi and David Finlay going up against the Golden Lovers. Ibushi counters the stunner into a German for a 2 count. Ibushi then misses the Kamigoye and it breaks down, and the Lovers hit an Indie Taker. The Golden Trigger is countered by Tanahashi with a high cross. Tanahashi, he's taken out by knee strikes, and then the Golden Trigger to David Finlay connects, and the Golden Lovers are victorious.
It was kind of like weird to see Finlay with Tanahashi, but I remember that Finlay has a match with Omega on one of those Lion show, the Lion Gate show in America, I believe, coming up. So I guess that makes sense. There's a tie in that. I really like the match, and I like how they connect to further storylines to the Dome. Omega trolling Tanahashi post match was pretty great to me. It made me laugh. Just pretty good tag team match.
Yeah, he grabbed Kenny Omega grabbed the belt and Tanahashi's briefcase. He
Never
put him.
Going to get it. Never going to get it. Yeah. Never going to get it. Never going to get it. Never going to get it.
He just kind of dangled the belt in front of him, like teased him, and then was like, "No, this is gonna be mine," and just threw the briefcase at him, and like, "That's as close as you're ever gonna get."
Yep, it was funny, like a little kid taunting another kid, like, you ain't gonna get this, bro.
Right. So next up, we have the finals of the Junior Tag League. This was a very new approach to the Junior Tag League, as they worked a round robin style instead of a single elimination like it has been in the past. So this was more like a G1 version of the Junior Tag League. So they, had a bunch of series of matches, and this went on for about 2 weeks or so. So we have a 3-way tie at the top. So that forces us to have a three-way finals match. So we have the defending Junior IWGP Tag Team Champions, Desperado and Kanemaru, versus Bushi and Shingo, versus the defending World Junior Tag League Champions, Roppongi 3K, Sho and Yo. So Desperado looks for Pinche Loco, but Bushi comes in with the Mist. Kanemaru misses the whiskey miss, and Yo hits a big tope. Sho hits Project Champa on Desperado, and that only gets a 2 count. But we get the shock arrow from Roppongi 3K, and Desperado is pinned. And for the first time ever, Roppongi 3K becomes the first team to win back-to-back junior tag league titles.
I'm one of the people that going into the match really hated that it became a 3-way because I don't really like 3-ways, primarily in New Japan. I was like, I wanted just to see 1v1. I didn't want to see the extra team, but they all made it work, and it was one of my favorite matches of the card. So props to all the 3 teams. I'm glad 3K won because they had to deal with a lot of crap during the summer, having to help that Jay White stuff. Poor Yo, man, he went through a lot with Jay White during the summer in them G1 matches. Oh man, but it was cool that they're on the come up again because they're one of the better tag teams in the world. And back to back trophies, that's dope. Not to mention it's the third straight Super Junior tournament that Chaos is a faction won, so that's pretty crazy too.
Yeah, it seems like Chaos is kind of on the rebuilding trail here. They had a a little swoon here in the summer where things fell apart, but it looks like they're trying to work themselves back up into a prominent position here in New Japan. So it's been interesting to see them kind of rebound and see some new players like Trent come up to the forefront in this last little run here.
Yeah, it's very, very cool to see them like be back on the rise. It will be even highlighted even more by the next match.
Speaking of the next match, it's time for your never open weight champion Taichi versus Goto. We get an Enziguri by Taichi, and the last ride follows, and that only gets a 2 count. Goto fights back with the reverse GTR, and both men are down. Taichi gets the title belt, and he shoves the ref down. Goto hits a headbutt and an Ishigoroshi, and he follows with a big kick, but that gets a near fall for 2. Taichi counters the GTR, but Goto hits the Shotokai, and then the GTR, and Goto is the new never open weight champion.
This was a better match than their previous match, but it still had its limitation. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I don't rock with your man Taichi, but in this situation, I wanted him to keep the title because maybe that would open up Goto in the tag team to like do something. Because right now, how I feel is that never championship is to go to what the Intercontinental Championship was to Nakamura. That's just a place to keep him. That's his level. And it's hard to have levels and stuff, but it's all right for Goto to be able to go do other things for like maybe a couple months because, to freshen up things or open up more matches in the tag division. Because, I mean, that would be cool. Just something different for Goto because this just feels like that level is he's at, and he has more to show, but that's on Goto to push for that. But, I mean, after the match, he threw out those challenges, and we're going to talk about that later, but I feel they booking had a particular trajectory, and when that individual got hurt, it kind of messed up their plans. So, yeah, we're going to talk about this later. So let's move on, unless you have something else to say about this particular match.
No, I was just gonna say, you just took my thought that they had a direction they wanted to go, but injuries makes it the old saying, "Card subject to change." So
yeah,
they had to kind of go back to square one with Goto getting that title. So
yeah.
Cast a Strong Style, a CSPN media presentation, can be found on iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Play, Stitcher Radio, and Spotify. So please search, rate, subscribe, and download, listen, review, interact, do all that cool stuff. with me and Anwar on Twitter. I'm at Don Delarente. He's at Anwar Starling. So now it's time for the Rev Pro British Heavyweight title match between the champion Ishii versus Minoru Suzuki. Suzuki cuts off the lariat with a running drop kick, then he locks on the sleeper. He transitions for the Gotch pile driver, but Ishii counters out. Suzuki drops Ishii with a huge right. Ishii fights off the Gotch pile driver with an Omori driver, and the lariat follows for a 2 count. We get a headbutt by Ishii, the sliding D, and the cover gets another 2 count. Minoru Suzuki counters the brainbuster. He locks on the sleeper. He transitions for the Gotch pile driver, and Ishii hits an enziguri and then follows that up with a big lariat. Ishii hits another lariat, and then the vertical drop brainbuster follows, and Ishii defends his Rev Pro British Heavyweight Championship. This was a hell of a match. They beat the hell out of each other. This was a Jim Ross special. Like, if there's any match in New Japan that he can call, that's his speed, it's these right here where dudes just beat the hell out of each other, throw in a little wrestling after they brawl for a few minutes, and then finish up with some more brawling that leads to the finish. This was awesome.
I usually like these type of matches, but sometimes you watch things at the wrong time, and that's how I kind of feel about this match. I recognized it for what it was, and it was really awesome and hard hitting. I don't know, man. Something was off with me when I was watching, so I'm probably have to run that back eventually. But it was really awesome how they tore each other up and just beat the hell out of each other. And so it was cool that they got that placement on the card, and it's on unique match from other things on the card. So I enjoyed it.
Exactly. I'll tell you how how much of a toll this match took on Minoru Suzuki. He didn't even beat up any young boys when he was making his way to the back.
I noticed that. I was like, dang, he ain't have it right there. That's. I was like, after the match, I was sitting there waiting. Let's see who fucking Suzuki tear up right now. But he didn't really put them hands on nobody like that because he was beat up. So
Yeah, all he did was there was a fan I think that had a Suzuki Gun hat maybe, and he yanked it out of her hand and stepped on it. And when he was going to the back, but I think that's really all he had in him after that match. So we come up to our next match, my 2 favorites, Naito versus Zack Sabre Jr. So both men trade strikes. Zack Sabre Jr. hits the PK. That gets 2 count. Naito counters the Zack driver, and he hits a German suplex and the Destino for a great near fall. Zack Sabre Jr. counters into the European clutch for a near fall, but because of the way that the match has been playing out, Naito's been working his neck. Zack Sabre Jr. can't get quite the usual extension he does on the bridge, so the cover isn't quite as strong. They work into counters. Another Destino connects, and Naito gets the hard-earned victory over Zack Sabre Jr.
I like to see when I talk, just like I talked about for the previous match and how it had its own feel. It was just really nicely placed well. To like when you have such a different match from match to match, it really helps, and that helped this match as well. I love the technical stuff, the counters, the Naito being a pain in the ass to Zack at the beginning of the match and not trying to speed up by putting his clothes on, slow as hell. It was a really cool match. Naito got back, got his comeuppance for those 2 losses in New Japan Cup and G1 Climax to Zack. So he's on the right territory to move forward. Maybe not necessarily the way most of his fans want, but he's on the right path.
Right. Slow burn with Naito, man. Slow burn.
Yeah, the slow burn pissing off his fans, though.
He made some news this week as well. He came out, Naito that is, and said that he got an overture from WWE. He listened to the offer, and then he snuck out the back of the restaurant and left him with the bill.
as far as the story about the bill and stuff, that might be that right there might have been a meme. So don't run with that one.
All
I
right.
think that was a meme, but he definitely did say, "Nah, I'm not. I'm no good." See, that meme is kind of like designed off of him, like Naito getting like I believe hustling deals out of Tokyo Grand Sports to talk about like New Japan or whatever. But he would also get meals out of the situation. Like, I mean, this is the same dude that tried to pawn off the title. So
Yeah, it's
that's
just
why that's why that story most people kind of believe it. But
gotcha.
yeah, as far as him turning down WWE, that's fact. He's like, no, I'm not with this shit, y'all.
Yeah, he said,
Just because you see a weakness over here and me not getting everything I need, don't mean I'm gonna leave here to go to y'all after seeing everything y'all been doing for years with my people. Why'd you
yeah,
like anybody with common sense who's been like to do a little quick Google search can remember like, yeah, this ain't for me. And all you got to do is jump in the back and talk to Taka because I doubt things have changed that much in that company from when he was there. Because a lot of the people that was there when he was like in there wrestling is still there. So you probably like Taka be low key be like, be careful going over there, probably.
right, right. Next up, we have the main event of the evening as Chris Jericho defended the IWGP Intercontinental title against Evil. Jericho counters everything as Evil. Evil counters the code breaker, and they work into a double down. Those men are back to their feet, and they start trading strikes and chops. We get a code breaker by Jericho, but Evil kicks out. Jericho slaps Evil around, and he heads up top. Evil cuts Jericho off and hits everything is Evil for an awesome near fall. Evil follows up with a big lariat, but Jericho counters Darkness Falls into a Hurricane Rana and then the walls of Jericho. Evil fights, but he starts to fade. Jericho then transitions into the Lion Tamer, and Evil is forced to tap. After the match, Jericho keeps the hold on until Naito makes the save. Jericho bails out to the ring side area and he walks off. Naito is in the ring. He grabs the mic and he proclaims that he will challenge Jericho and win back his title. But contrary, Chris Jericho, in his interview backstage, said that there will be no rematch nowhere on the planet for Naito. They will not wrestle each other as long as he is a champion. But the thing that I think caught everybody's attention was he had a quote where he goes, "That was a classic match out there. What you saw was the very first classic match in Evil's career. That was the 257th classic match of my career."
That was funny what he said, but I was like, that ain't the first classic match that Evil been in.
Yeah, it's just him being super heel. Super
I
heel.
know, I know. I laughed too. That Okada match was better from G1 last year.
So, Jericho came. He defended the title. He retained the title. Sets up, the Tokyo Dome match. Even though he said there won't be a rematch, by way of the powers that be, there will be a rematch.
Oh, it's already been announced, brother. It is going to be a match.
Oh yeah, at the Tokyo Dome. So
it's already been announced. Like it's going to be a match. But Jericho's consistent about no rematch. Nope. Nope. Not getting no title shot. Nice. So.
Yeah. So if you want to, we can kind of talk about the card that we know about right now.
Okay, and then we could like talk about the stuff that hasn't been announced yet or whatever.
Right. So at this moment, we know we're going to have the IWGP title match, Kenny Omega versus Tanahashi. Like we just talked about, we're going to have Chris Jericho versus Naito for the Intercontinental title. We're going to have Okada face off against Jay White. Kushida is going to face Taiji Ishimori, defending his IWGP Junior Heavyweight title.
That's true.
And then we're going to have a replay of the uh, Junior Tag League final as El Desperado and Kanemaru face off against Roppongi 3K and Shingo and Bushi, this time for the tag titles.
Do you think, like, I don't feel good. I kind of like. I know it's going to be another good match, but I kind of don't like the fact that they just had that tag league final and are going to run right back to it in triple threat match at the
Right,
Dome.
right.
And I also like. I'm also kind of that in that camp. That's not fair to Desperado and Kanemaru because they're having one of the better like junior tag title reigns, and it will be just better to see them have that opportunity to defend in defend 1v1 in the dome because they've worked hard all year for it. But then on the other hand, they have Shingo, and they probably have plans for Shingo going forward. So they trying to get him on there. So I get that too. So I
I
kind of
think
just
it. I think it stinks more for Roppongi 3K because they never got a rematch after they lost the titles. Then they won the tournament to get a title shot, and now they still got to have a 3-way. So it's like, man, dang, they can't win for losing.
pretty much they can't catch. Yeah, you're right about that too. I didn't even think about that. They never did get that singles rematch, if I remember correctly. So
No, no.
yeah,
So
man,
yeah,
that's messed up.
that'll be an interesting scenario. I'm with you on that. That'll be very interesting to see how that match plays out for a second time. So back to back fashion. So
Jay,
go ahead.
no, Jay White versus Okada is that should be pretty good. I mean, Jay White he has his character down. You still got to work on his in ring to go with that character though. That's the only thing with him. But he's going to do better than he did last year at Wrestle Kingdom because it was too much too soon for him in that situation.
Yeah, he's going to be third from the top. So, this is going to be the most high profile thing, spot he's been in. Okada is going to be there with him. So, I think he's going to step up and this could be the launching pad for him.
Yeah. It could be. We'll see. Uh, Kushida versus Ishimori should be pretty great, pretty awesome. Like, hopefully Ishimori's like at top shape, healed up by then, so it won't be anything slowing him down and preventing him from having the best possible match they can. Um, I just expect that to be one of the better matches on that card. What is another match I'm thinking like that was announced? Oh, the Intercontinental match. Oh, I think that'll be pretty good. I wasn't super big on that first match, but I think with the lights on, they'll deliver a pretty good match.
Okay. Okay. Um, Anything that you think may be added to the card? Like, what do you think is going to happen with Osprey? Do you think he's going to get back into this never open weight picture where they maybe make it a 3-way?
Yeah, that I get just off the what Goto said post match. Um, I get the feeling that it's going to be Bushi versus Goto versus Osprey, but I guess they're going to slow roll that, putting that out or whatever. Maybe I don't know. It might do something where they're in the World Tag League or something, and I don't know what the hell how they're going to get to that point. But I just remember Osprey like replying to like Goto like a translation of Goto saying that with like dot 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 dot. Because basically he took fucking Osprey's spot and then got the title. And I guess like Goto was like, man, I ain't scared. Just your spot. I took advantage of the situation, so I want to give you a shot to win it. So
I mean, that's cool. That's sportsmanship. But and then you got Ibushi. Ibushi has not won no heavyweight singles title or tag title in that company. So I guess I don't see that'd be a match you don't know who the hell will win that match. But it's like I would love to just see. I, I would love to just see Osprey versus Ibushi, but the injury just effed all that up. So mm, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Uh, two triple threat matches would be okay, but please don't get to like three triple threat what they normally do with that number 6 man championship because that would be a problem. And if they're going to defend a never 6 man championship, they would have probably have to drop it soon. So because you can't have God defend it twice on one card.
Right,
So,
right.
so if they're going to defend the never Sextons at some point before like this World Tag League's over, they're probably going to drop those titles. And who the hell knows? Like that would be a match for like Taguchi Japan and Suzuki Gun and maybe a Chaos. Because I don't know if they're gonna give Ishii another like singles match with the Red Pro title at no Wrestle Kingdom. So I don't know about that.
What about,
I don't know when we're gonna see I don't know about Juice, man. I don't know what the hell's going on with Juice.
I was just about to ask, do you think him and Bushi might be getting into something? Like what they're gonna do with Kota Ibushi?
I think Kota Ibushi's gonna be in that never championship singles match somehow.
Okay.
I I I think that might be a 3 way. So
Yeah, and that's how we get the bigger match or the lead up to the bigger match between him and Osprey that we probably would have got here.
yeah, the way you could do that is have one of them pin Goto, but not pin the other, and then they could run that back at like I guess New Beginnings or something.
Yeah. Yeah. You said you. So who do you think maybe the biggest challengers for the tag team titles? Young Bucks get a rematch?
Young Bucks out of the World Tag League, bro.
No, I know they out the World Tag League, but they're probably gonna be at the Dome.
Are you sure they're gonna be at the Dome?
I would think they would be at the Dome.
We'll see.
Even,
They
yeah,
might. They might. They might. We'll see. I don't know.
yeah, even if it's a farewell, a swan song, I think they would still do the Dome and take the bow.
I mean, we'll see. I don't know what's going on with that whole crew.
Yeah. So
Yeah, and I didn't even get this good that you brought that up. That ain't, I guess, do we get a U.S. championship defense? Do we?
I would figure that we would. I mean, Jericho's gonna be
I
here.
don't, I don't know who would Trent defend like Trent or Cody defend that versus.
Yeah, that's a
See,
good question because
I,
like
I
they're
don't,
kind of they're kind of low on like a potential guy that is like a up and coming guy that could win that belt because that's like the
if
up and comers belt.
if Juice was like put in a better position to get that belt back, that would be one thing. But then you hear these weird fucking rumors, man. I don't know, man.
Yeah, you think they then infiltrated him?
I mean, you know how sometimes people send messages to other people?
Right. Because
Maybe they sent Kyrie to be like, "Hey, Juice, you want to come back, bro?"
because the best way to get back into that company is to go somewhere else and show that you're the shit.
Yeah. The thing with Juice is that makes me kind of like, I don't know about that because to my knowledge, like he don't really take no outside bookings. He just wrestled primarily in New Japan, so that makes me think that he has a commitment to New Japan. So I don't know, man. We gonna have to watch that because they already came after Hangman, so they really want a Hangman. From what I heard, Hangman like, nah, I'm good.
Man, they got their eye on probably the top 12 guys on their roster, probably everybody but Tanahashi. They figure that he's the
They'll
one
never get
guy.
Tanahashi.
Yeah, they know that he's the one guy that they don't even need to approach. But everybody else underneath him,
I think they know they can't get Okada either because Okada's already one of the highest paid dudes in wrestling. So why the hell would he leave his home to come work for y'all? Take
yeah,
more dates? Hell no.
he already got burned by being in the U.S. once. I don't think he want to go through that again.
Only way I can see Okada going visiting America is when he's about to wind it up and just get that paycheck or like
Yeah,
grab that bag for like a couple years, like Nakamura. Nakamura coming like, hey man, I know that you ain't getting pushed like that over here no more.
right,
I'm
right.
retired. I'm retired now. They got a spot open for a top Japanese person. Just go over there and just take these people money for like 2 years and then get the hell out of their company. It's easy money because sometimes they might not even use your ass. So you ain't taking no bumps. brother.
Yeah,
I
so
mean, like WWE, like I'm not gonna hate on WWE like that. I'm a fan of like Triple H side of things. I'm not that much of a fan of the main roster, but if you could get over there and pull a good brothers and just get guap and don't have to take that many bumps, you should try to do that, bro. This is like WCW when they started getting everybody, but didn't really use nobody. Some motherfuckers was just on the roster, just getting checks for not really
right.
doing nothing. Anytime in life you can get checks for not doing nothing, I advise you to do that.
Exactly. And but for Anderson and Gallows, they get a chance to do all this and be close to their kids. And
Exactly.
when they fly out, they only fly out to like Washington, Miami, Maine, and like Southern California now. That's the farthest they're gonna go from their house. They're not going halfway around the world now.
Yep. So they in a good spot. They just like it's like basically keep away money. It's like we don't want you over there, but we ain't gonna use you. But hey, and then they like whatever, dude. We worked hard, so you gonna give us this money just to chill?
Right, right.
I'm like, cool.
Come back here, eat the finest catering, yuck it up with our friends.
Yep.
Maybe wrestle in a dark match or do a backstage segment for .com and go wrestle a house show and then come back home.
Got it. But the thing is, for the people that were raised and developed in New Japan, it's going to be harder to get them because they're like in that country in promotions, they're usually very loyal to their companies and they won't leave. And Naito was developed and raised in New Japan, so yeah, I could have told you, dude, he wasn't going. That was one dude I was like, nah, he ain't gonna go.
Well, they at
Now,
least got to
now, if you
put the
try to make
elevator
a,
out there.
you might now the person they probably should try to play the play for is Kushida. Kushida, he be visiting America like shit. That would be the dude to like try to make a run at. Because
But
he might say yes. Because he's back, he's at the end of his ace run in that junior heavyweight division. They don't know if they're gonna put him in that open weight situation. So if you make a really good offer to Kushida, he might just leave.
205 Live isn't strong enough for him though, and
You think it's
they're
like
not putting the focus on it to make it where he could come in and.
who said anything about him going to 205 Live, good sir?
Oh, you think he would be main roster?
I didn't say nothing about that either. Shit.
NXT.
If you could just hustle him and go chill in NXT,
Yeah,
would
now
you do that?
if he goes to NXT, yeah, that would be cool.
You would hustle. Like if you could get really good close to New Japan money, or even more to be on NXT. Shit.
Yeah, he'll get
Only
to do the
only
things
thing he's
he
gonna be
wants.
in towns that be like, all right, boring as hell because some of their cycles as far as like touring schedule ain't that the flyest thing. But man, she'd have got a small child and wife, so I mean, you need to get as much money as you can.
I mean, I don't want Kushida to leave. That's one of my favorite guys. I mean, just gotta look at people's situations and stuff. You could
Exactly.
probably make more. You could make better hypotheses. Yeah, Okada ain't going. Tanahashi ain't going. Naito ain't going. That's three of the big four. Oh, but that one guy might be on. So
Yeah, yeah.
you're like,
Like I
man,
said, I have a theory, but I want to let it play out for like another month
okay.
to see what they're doing on their little shows, to see what they're doing as far as their dates and titles.
I
That
mean,
so then once I kind of see that, I'll be able to maybe do a little bit better synopsis of what I'm thinking about.
hey man, once the big dog left, that open up a lane. So
Yeah, it does
yeah,
open up a big, big, big lane, but I don't know,
big
man.
lane, and Brock ain't gonna be around forever. So,
I just don't know if uh, you know the contrast in style. I just can't get past that in my mind. It's kind of like the same thing I had when the ECW guys started going to WWE and WCW. I mean, I understood as far as pain and punishment, it was a smart move to make. But as
mhm.
far as like being able to do what you do and
Well,
what
he's not
people
gonna have no
are
creative control. No,
right,
he's
right,
not gonna
right.
have no control. The only place you would have creative control to a degree is NXT and NXT UK. He ain't gonna have no control. So if you go there and they put you on the main roster, that's over with. You ain't got no control.
Right, right.
That goes the same thing for the Bucks too. You see how great the revival is. They can't show that stuff. They're not given the opportunity to show that on a consistent basis.
No, not at all. They're actually
Revival
taking
are awesome.
L's. They're taking L's
You
to the
guys are
Legion
great,
House Party.
man. And how the way that others are paying, just let's stop talking about WWE. This over with. Nah, man, I don't want to talk more about that. That's for the WrestleCast. Y'all talk about that crap.
We're gonna have to get you on there one day so you can do a Jim Cornette rant like he used to do back
Oh
in the day.
no, you gonna try to get me to watch Raw, SmackDown, the
So
whole
you don't
episode?
you don't have to
No.
you don't have to watch anything old. You can just cut the promo on the new stuff. Just be like, this is why. This is why, like he used to do back in the day.
I mean,
WCW, WWF, ECW. I hate all of it.
bruh, I be missing Sam when he not on there. I'm like, damn, I wish Sam was on here talking shit. Sam be saying the shit I be thinking.
So yeah, that was a power struggle, and what we know of the Wrestle Kingdom card coming up on January 4th. Like I said, I thought Power Struggle was a really good show. I really enjoyed it. I didn't see much of the junior tag league, so it's always refreshing after they take a kind of long break to get a chance to see them, and they really, really, really put on a great effort. So I thought this was one of the better shows of the year from New Japan. Your thoughts on the program as a whole?
As a show, it was pretty good. And like, no disrespect, I'm fans of the group, but less elite on there kind of helped the show for me too. So sorry.
Well, it's always cool that they can realize and dedicate that they have more people who can carry a show than those, 4, 5, 6 guys. That they still have a talent roster that's deep enough, and they have an understanding of how to book their talent roster. That okay, you guys can't show it for this one. Fine, we're still gonna put on a 8.5 show even without you, and nobody will even be like, oh, I didn't see Cody Rhodes on this show. I didn't see the Young Bucks on this show. Kenny Omega was in the tag team match. What's up with that? It didn't even matter.
You're right. It did.
So at this time, Anwar, we want to give you shout outs and thank yous. We'll, wrap up this episode of Cast a Strong Staff.
Want to give a shout out to my sisters, Lissa, Miss V, Jupiter. Shout outs to all of them. I love that show. Y'all need to go over there and support those old episodes, and hopefully they'll be back next year because I enjoyed Forever Cast. Stop disrespecting my niece Tony Storm. Actually, nah, y'all right. Dawn's wrong. And shout out to everybody that listens and supports the podcast. I just appreciate y'all.
All right, Anwar, I'd like to thank you for joining me as for on this episode of Cast with Strong Style. I'd like to thank all the listeners. Please support our sponsors over at CSPN.us. You know, it's a holiday season. Click on CSPN.us. Click on the Amazon link. Do your shopping as you normally would. Have some of your purchase come back and keep the podcast free each and every week on the network. I'd also like to thank the ladies of the Forever Young cast. It was a lot of fun doing that show with them. It was a great 9 weeks. Like I said, at the end of their show, learned a lot, great insight, and I hope that everybody listens and picks up, something that they didn't think about or consider when it comes to women's wrestling. So please continue to use the hashtag Cast of Strong Style when you tweet about New Japan and the goings on of New Japan Pro Wrestling. And we're getting into kind of their lull period here where we're getting into December into November where they're going to have the World Tag League and then they're going to kind of go silent until Wrestle Kingdom time. So we'll probably sneak in a Wrestle Kingdom preview show once we get the whole card set up and we'll review the finals of the World Tag League. But yeah, it's going to be a little slow here from New Japan coming up after this next, I think it's 2 weeks from now. They're going to have a 2-day event to start off the World Tag League, and then that's going to be over with, and then it's going to be rest time. So excited about Wrestle Kingdom, excited about the upcoming shows. So continue to listen. Like I say, continue to live tweet, use the hashtag Cast of Strong Style, follow the Twitter account, Cast of Strong Style, follow the WrestleCast as well. Follow myself on Twitter at Don Delarente, follow Anwar on Twitter at Anwar Starwin. So for my co-host, Anwar Starwin, I'm Don Delarente, and this has been Cast of Strong Style. Thank you, sir.
No problem. Do you think they're gonna do like next UK specific big events outside of just their weekly shows, or are they gonna start folding some of those next UK matches into takeovers, making takeover a little bit longer?
I don't know what they're, because like when they did their tapings, I think they taped it out for where they could get, I think it was like 3 months worth of TV or 2.5 months worth of TV or something. So like right now that they're doing the European tour, I think they're doing another set of tapings for that since everybody's got to be over there anyway. And I think that's how they're going to work it. And then I think for the takeover, I don't know, because I'm not watching it on a consistent basis because it's
too much. It's too much stuff for you to watch.
Yeah, it's content overload, and if I do watch it, I'll have to watch it like a week behind or so. But yeah, so
I have like 2 episodes from last week because they put out 2 last. I was like, shit, I thought it was just gonna be 1. They put out 2. I don't know how many they're gonna put out this week.
Yeah, so I think
I still ain't watched those, and the new episode dropped at night. So
right. I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to get that women's tournament out there because that's
they really messed that up because they had a champion already established, but you couldn't really feature on Evolution. It was really fucking weird.
Yeah, everything about this whole past 4 events for WWE has been really weird, man. It's starting with Hell in a Cell. Well, really SmackDown 1000, then Hell in a Cell, then coming into Evolution, then Crown Jewel. I mean, it's just like it was too many things. Too
many events at one time,
Right. Where nothing could really get what it needed to get. Right. Because I mean, Evolution. Like
you ain't even saying Evolution, like you just saying it, but that's another one. Evolution.
Yeah. Evolution.
What was the one in Australia?
Yeah, the Super Showdown.
So that's like 5 right there.
like I like the ladies' idea because they have a different attachment to the women's wrestling than I'll ever have. So that's another reason why I just set up and listen on that show. Because I'm not looking at ring gear. I'm not looking at how strong your character comes off. I'm more like, can you go? How good is your mic skills? I'm not really as in depth or as critical as they are.
But like listening to them and hearing that, okay, this is why probably women don't like so and so and so, and I connect the dots more on that. Like, okay,
right.
Some women are like us; they're just about what you do in the ring, what you can do on that mic. But some like to see like your presentation, your backstory, how that meshes with you go in the ring on the mic.
Right.
Here, like, yeah, it's a lot of stuff I didn't really think of before that podcast.
Right. And so what I'm thinking is, since you have to have such a total package on some of these things for the women's fans, I don't know if they even understood what they had and what they could have presented. Because if you're going to title it Evolution, I think a lot of what the ladies thought, especially the older women fans, was our old faves versus our new faves.
Yeah, transition in years and whatnot.
Right.
That would have been a good, unique, like that would have been interesting.
Right. And then take the time
next year.
Right. And take the time to build on it, because what they did was, remember the women's Royal Rumble and how, Beth Phoenix faced off with Nia and Sasha and Trish, and they kind of had these kind of little passing, little seeds that they dropped, right?
Well, if they would have went ahead and booked Mickey versus Trish, that would have been a really good one for like old heads. They could have done that.
Or if they would have did Trish versus Sasha.
That would have been interesting too. Yeah.
Nobody was feeling it at the time they announced it, but as it got closer and they realized that she couldn't be in it, everybody was like, "Well, you know what? I wouldn't mind seeing Alexa Bliss versus Trish." Like, I don't know why y'all hate on Alexa Bliss so much, but yeah.
I mean, yeah. Alexa has that. She's basically the Miz of that division. Like, she's better than Miz to me, but
she's gonna end up being like a commentator. Watch, she's gonna like transition out of being a wrestler and just be a talker, because she can talk so well.
Is it just me, or does it feel like WWE about to fuck around and make Daniel Bryan and Miz tag team? Was that just me?
No, it's this Survivor
Series. It kind of felt like that.
It's this Survivor Series thing, man, where they gotta like, so Shane is gonna heal and somebody's gonna go with him, but I don't know who it is yet.
It'd be interesting if Bryan flipped on him.
Yeah.
Because they really messed up his return. He was babyface. People wanted to cheer from him, and then they just.
It's because Vince insists on putting everybody on TV every week instead of, or recycling the same thing every week instead of having it set it up, have them talk, then have them wrestle other people to kind of get momentum, have them talk, and then have the final confrontation where, we've seen a couple of matches where they're building momentum and then somebody comes out, screws the other person out of a win or whatever. And then they might not even get back, but it's just the going into the match. Now we can talk about, hey, I was on a 4-match winning streak, winning matches and momentum is everything in this company. And you cost me a match, and now that gives me even more incentive that I had before to, beat you. Right.
I'm kind of along the path where I kind of think they might do a TLC match between Charlotte and Becky at the December pay-per-view. I think they're going to do that, bro. So, like, I heard, like, I was like, where can they go further? And they want to get that title on Charlotte again.
They they actually need to cool it down and like not let them wrestle for a minute because they had, two really good matches real close to each other.
Yeah,
Really three, because SummerSlam was the triple threat, and then she turned on her. Then she got the belt, and then they had this match here this past, at the Evolution. I mean, so they kind of need to let them breathe a little bit, let Becky get a couple of defenses, and then come back to it. But do you think they're pressed on Charlotte versus Ronda this WrestleMania, or you think they can wait till the next one?
I think they were going to do whatever it takes to get that title back on Charlotte, so they could at some. I don't know when it's going to happen. It might be in December. It might be in January. But they're going to get that title back on Charlotte to get to Ronda versus her.
It'll be she'll win. They'll have another Women's Royal Rumble. She'll win that, get the title shot at. But see, that will only give her a title shot at WrestleMania if she wins that. So yeah, she would have to get it before then.
We are in the season where we started to predict Royal Rumble. I didn't even think about that because the way Drew is positioned, he's gonna probably win the Royal Rumble.
He's gonna leapfrog Braun and get the belt and get a real title run with it before Braun does.
Yep, but like Drew can actually cut. I mean, Drew can go in the ring and cut promos. So
as long as he doesn't get injured,
he was always a chosen one. It's just he had to go away for a while. But when you come back, they ain't gonna forget that they had you pegged to do certain things. So now that they have you again, shit, you see how they protect him.
Right. Yeah, he hadn't got 50-50 at all.
Nope, because they got plans for him. And just like my man, like rappers or actors pointing some shit out I didn't even notice. He's like, Ruby Riott, since moving up on the main roster, has like really only lost to 4 people. They used that tag team to protect her from getting pinfalls. And he broke down the people that he picked that pinned her, and they're all top of the card people. So yeah, let's keep an eye on Ruby Riott too.
Yeah, I think she's got a chance to be a women's champion once this thing with Ronda cools down, and they need to kind of get the belt off of her for a minute and kind of let her build back up.
I could see her cutting a pipe bomb promo on Ronda at some point. Because basically, one of my friends joked like she looked like CM Punk and AJ Lee.
Oh God!
It's basically like I was laughing like shit, but it's like you're not wrong.
That's funny. Well, all right, brother. I gotta go, man. Got some plans for this evening. So again, I appreciate your time. I'm gonna put this out tomorrow morning. I'll work on it tomorrow morning. So by noon, hopefully, it should be out and about.
Cool.
All right, man. I'll be in touch with you to try to link up for the next one.
All right, man. Take care.
All right, be good, man. Later. Okay. Go there.